I know you don't really like me. I know you don't really care for me, but why am I, you know what I'm saying? So I think going through, and those are trauma situations.
They are. They're very traumatic, you know? And I mean, I've been there, I've done that. And, you know, there's people that I've done business with and people that I've interacted with and engaged with. And I look back and I say, it never felt right.
Yeah.
Why did you do it?
Yeah.
Because you give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, but going back to your molestation, I know that you said that it happened at 3, but it continued for how many years?
I will say till about 15 or 16.
And was it the same person or multiple?
Multiple people.
Okay.
Multiple. And it would happen in the sense to where I stopped going to our family
events and stuff. Yeah, because you didn't want it to happen.
I didn't want it to happen.
And you probably felt embarrassed and ashamed.
And I embarrassed and ashamed. And I felt like if I don't stop it, I'm not saying maybe I wanted to.
Right.
So you deal with that. Like, do I want him to do this to me? But then when the midst of it's happening, no, that ain't right. That's not what I want to happen. So I dealt with a lot of that back and forth and teeter and totter and really having to do the real work and speak up for myself. I think now I'm in the space of knowing my voice, being comfortable with my voice, whether you like my voice or not.
Right.
Standing in the space of knowing who I am, knowing my worth, knowing my value, and knowing what I bring to the table or to any situation. And I will say what helped is the fact that I do have a solid family foundation.
Right.
And through all of this, my parents had no clue. That's the mask. Through all of that, they had no clue. I didn't reveal to my parents that any of that stuff went on with me until I was 26, 27.
Oh my
It was when I had my first child. I had my first child at 26, 27, Justice.
Yeah.
After that is when I said, nah, I got to stop this.
Yeah. Break the cycle.
Break the cycle.
So how did your parents receive that information, knowing that it was a family friend or family member that actually violated you in that way? Like, how did they receive it? Did they believe you? Were they, did they react? How was it?
Honestly, I can say that I felt loved and they believed me.
Good.
They never beyond a shadow of a doubt questioned it. They wanted to even have a family meeting to bring everything together. I said no.
Okay.
And because of who that particular person was and who he was, because it was on my father's side of the family, but who he was to my father, I just felt like I didn't want to bring shame. And I think those are the things that we deal with. And maybe I'm saying our community, but could it be in the white community too? But in the Black community, those things are so taboo. And if you have a united front or people look at your family or these are the Webbs or these are the Bouncers or whatever the case, you put on that mask. Yeah. And I think that's what I did. But if it was not for my father saying, look, what do you want to do? Because you are more important to me than anything. If you want to uproot this, if you want to bring it up, we'll do it. That gave me the feel, and because it was 20
you your closure.
It was, and it had been, like I said, it started at 3. I was 26 when I brought it up to my parents. So years had gone on, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to uproot the family and all this kind of drama. So I just started doing more healing, more self-work. More building my inner confidence inside of who I was and what I wanted to bring to the world. Yeah.
And it brings a very valid point. Everybody heals differently. Yeah. Some people need that confrontation. Some people need that closure. Some people just need the support. Some people just need to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
My mother, too, was sexually abused and molested as a child by her very own family. People very close to her, including her father and brother. And because of that, she always shared that with us and always was like, if anybody ever touches you or is inappropriate, you need to let me know. And we felt comfortable doing that. I remember we had a male babysitter who asked me and my sister, did we want to watch him pee? And asked my sister if she wanted to hold it. And at the time, we're young, single digits, not even 10 plus yet. And we felt comfortable enough to have that conversation with my dad and had no idea what it meant when my dad wanted to kill him because of that. But, these are open conversations that need to be had, and I just want to say, I am so sorry that happened.
Thank you.
No, I am, because I want to tear up, but that is traumatic.
It is.
And it affected your confidence. And I'm so sorry that happened.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. This is real Unfiltered Conversations. And I don't want to get emotional myself, but Again, you're right. And having to just think about that and deal with that and my family, and to me feel like I brought shame to my family, or I don't want to bring it up, or what I do, you're in a stuck place. And I felt like I could have even gone different directions. I could have been very promiscuous. I could have been someone who didn't want to be with a man and rather to be with a woman because of what I went through.
Could have been strung out on drugs.
I could have been strung out on drugs. I could have been a prostitute. Like all of those things, you know what I'm saying? Like went through, and men, I don't know if you all realize that when you do that to a young girl and to a woman, what that does to our
men and women.
And men and women, right? Because men, it happens to you too. But when that happens, what you do to the inside of us, like what you do to the fiber and to the core. And if it was not for my parents, my father still instilling me whatever Yolanda wants, Yolanda gets, letting me know that I was beautiful, letting me know that I was loved, letting me know that I was supported. And even though I didn't bring it up then, I still felt within that way, which is crazy, supported because my parents were good to me.
Right. It's like a dark cloud over you.
And that was what was so hurtful to my family, that my father and my mother felt like we failed you.
Right.
The only thing that we've always wanted was for our babies to be protected and our babies to be cared for.
Right.
And we allowed people that we felt we trusted and we thought were friends or we thought were confidants to come into our home. And they did that to you.
Yeah.
So I thank you, sis, for seeing me.
Yeah.
I thank you for feeling what I've gone through, because it has been a battle for me to just be comfortable with myself and for me to feel good about who I am and Yolanda.
Right. And it's affected you decades longer. Like, and so anybody that's watching, obviously, just think about that. That trauma that you cause to other people in selfish ways, because a lot of times trauma does come from somebody being selfish. Yes. You're not selfless, but selfish. Yeah. You know, and people carry this weight.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you see somebody that, you know, is tired, depressed, their head is hung down, they're in a dark place, it's usually because they had some dark trauma transpire in their life. Did you ever seek counseling behind this?
I didn't.
No.
I didn't. And
have
I
you ever thought
often
about
wonder, I have.
Okay.
But I feel like that's the reason why the lane that I'm in now as a certified life coach and as a transformational architect, because I needed someone like me, I think, during that time and during that transition to be able to talk about it. I was ashamed. I was wearing a mask. I was, you know what I mean, wasn't being real to myself. Right. And that is a part to me, the mindset and the mind shift, when we're really comfortable with who we are and we realize that we are really, 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 really enough.
Right.
Like on all levels. And when we realize that we can speak our truth, we can speak our truth on all levels, that those things start to transform, and you start seeing what your purpose is and what that is. So I think those situations, what I did was to channel that to make it into a better and a positive of where I am now in my life.
Right.
I feel like I've always been a girl power chick, sister from another.
As long as I've known you.
Yes. I've always, and I feel like, you know, I want to say this because I think like some people think that's fake. That's me.
Yeah.
If you know me, if you know Yogi, no, I'm going to take it all the way back. No, if you know Yogi, if you know Ebony, if you know Yolanda, if you know Ysquare, I have been the same all the way through.
Yeah.
And I really try not to lose that inner spirit because that's what keeps me alive. Like, I don't want to wake up and be negative.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up and be crazy. And I look at my sisters and you and I see me in you. Like if I can see me, I call you, and I know you've heard me say this, beautiful.
Sister or
sister
beautiful. From another mister.
Exactly. And also beautiful, like I see myself through you.
Yeah.
So those are the things to me that I've really just tried to stay true to and hone in on and use as a support system for me to navigate through whatever pain and feeling and share.
Yeah.
Yep, share.
Definitely. Yeah. And I respect you so much, and I admire you for even bringing that to the forefront. If there's somebody, you know, potentially watching this podcast that can relate, and somebody that has been in a sexually abusive or even a physical abusive relationship, which is something I definitely can relate to. I mean, what is your best word of advice as far as healing through that process and not allowing that incident or that trauma to consume you and your personality and how you are with others?
I would say find you someone that you can definitely confide in and speak on it. Don't allow that to stay in. That negative and that negative trauma, it will consume you and override your whole system.
Everything from the spirit to the mind.
Everything.
The physical.
Everything.
Ooh,
and I've
stress.
even at a young age, when I told you, my father says, whatever Yolanda wants, Yolanda gets. And what Yolanda got is what she wanted. When I go through those negative situations, I put in my mindset something positive. Do you realize that when you think one thought, not 2 or 3 or 4, but one negative thought, it takes 12 positive thoughts to override that one negative.
Yeah.
So I've literally had to do a process and something that I mentally do. And literally, if something comes in negative with those things, I say 12 things to myself to override that.
Yeah.
So I would say start there, find you a confidant, find someone that you can speak to and speak your truth. And then if you can't do that, you need to hit up Coach Ysquare. Look in the link, all right, in my bio, my shameless plug, and I will be glad to walk you through that. I am a certified life coach and transformational architect. I believe I'm empowered by helping other people thrive. And I feel like this is the first time really in my life. And even though I came out the womb an entrepreneur and came out the womb doing hair, this is the first time in my life I'm really moving and living in my purpose and in my lane. Yeah. And I'm so excited about it.
I'm excited for you too. And, you know, at the end of the day, I just want to say this, you know, it's never your fault. Never question what you did, whether it's physical, sexual, emotional, any type of abuse. You are not to blame, you know, and there are people out there that can help you, whether you seek therapy, whether you seek your healing through God, through prayer, through self-evaluation. We just encourage you to heal, because it's a lot of pressure and a lot of weight to carry around, wondering, why did this happen to me? And is it going to happen again? And what did I do to cause this to happen? Right. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal through it. So we just want to thank you so much for joining us today. Again, this is the Unfiltered Conversations with yours truly, Kelly Mack, and
your girl, Ysquare.
And we will look for you on the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us.
Peace.